Anyway, Musso, how about our numbers?
All right. So I do want to point out we kind of have gotten into a habit, either if we do an update at National or not, of the Monday after the break, we come in and do the numbers. And first, I want to thank y'all for 5 glorious years of SCV Chat and over just 200 episodes of our flagship show. I started doing some of the math, and if you combine Look Around and some of the events we've covered or just live streams, at least from YouTube's point of things, we are at almost 500 episodes, live streams, and videos. And so we couldn't have done this without y'all. But here's some of the stuff. So I actually messed up when someone did ask me the numbers at National. I do have some new stuff. First off, I wanted to point out we are reclaiming the narrative, because when people search stuff like Confederate Soldier, Dixie, SCV 2023 specifically, Confederate North Carolina, Confederate flag, and stuff like that, we have started popping up. So people are starting to hear our message across the world. Where we have a strong audience in India, Canada, Britain, France. We have started breaking out all over the world. And of course, if you've watched a couple of our updates, this is nothing new, but those numbers have steadily grown. This year, we did a lot of good shorts. Thank y'all for supporting us in that, and please continue to, because those are reaching some high numbers. But overall, this year, SCV Chat has reached 1.6 million people. That is up 600,000 views from last year, which was 1 million to 1.1 million. And this year we actually came so close to hitting the 1.7 million mark in views. So SCV Chat is steadily growing. Connor will talk about some of the other stuff we're doing in a second. But the numbers I have, phenomenal. Again, we are continually to break down the mark, appearing in stuff like when someone just types in history, SCV Chat appears now. Stuff like that. I mean, we have really crushed it this year. We are up, let's see here, 61% in viewership on Instagram. As I said, up 30% on Facebook, again, getting more than almost another million more than what we got last year. Again, 66,000 or 660,000 more views this year. That is from, of course, July to July. The numbers are just crazy. As I said, I sit down today and redid my math a couple times to make sure the number wasn't off like I had at National. But nope, this year we have reached over 1.6 million people on this show. And it has just been a crazy journey.
Which is one reason why we've launched our Patreon. We've had several people ask, or several people comment that they don't want to do a pay-per-view or something like that for our content. It's not so much for us to do a pay-per-view. It's for us to be able to take our episodes and pay to boost them on YouTube and on Facebook and things like that. It's for us to buy better equipment so that when, like these microphones and like the webcams I'm currently shopping for, it's a way for us to be able to afford that so that we put out a better quality. And just like the new introduction video or the introduction video y'all saw for Tennessee Tuesday, or the new introduction video that we'll have for Look Around next week.
Yes.
It's for that, or if we make an intro for Commander's Comments, it's for us to be able to put a more better spin on our stuff.
Well, just to have a StreamYard subscription,
Yes.
and then that's, well, let's just be honest, y'all know what that number is. It pushes $1,000. to be able to do that, and that's $1,000 that comes out of y'all's pocket. That money has to come from somewhere. And then to create the content, you're doing Canva and everything else, and that, that none of that, all that you have to pay for. And I know just what little I do, and it's nothing compared to what I've spent on cameras, laptops, equipment, tripods, cameras for them. I mean, just it runs into money. And it's that's the reason why that I became a member of Patreon, because okay, I just give $10 a month, but that helps them to do, to create the content to do this, because they're doing the work for free. But it just takes money to be able, and I know you're doing the work for free, but it takes money to be able to have a StreamYard subscription. It takes money to have a subscription to Canva, and that has to come from somewhere. And that's the reason why Patreon is important. And that's the reason why I did it, because I was buying stuff to help out with y'all, and I'm going, okay, I need to do something to help more, because I know it's not cheap. And I've got a Canva subscription, and all I can say is go float alone. When you go try to do StreamYard or something like that. And just what I've spent on computer equipment,
oh gosh,
monitors, laptop, new laptop, new monitors, new cameras. I mean, just what I've spent on technology just to be able to get ready, to do this. And it's, but what else are you going to do? It's something that, if you believe in, and this is how we reach out and get people. What, $1.6 million? Know who Moose? 1.6 million people know who Moose is.
That's a scary thought.
That really is a scary thought, that all the women know who Moose is now.
And like, I know we actually went up in families watching us this year, so they can break down on our equipment. I can see, and of course we have a good strong male audience, a good strong female audience. But I noticed this year numbers of families watching the show, bringing their kids to watch every Monday, to watch every Thursday. Look around the Confederation and Scv Chat. So again, I can't thank y'all sharing, commenting, liking. That helps us out a crazy amount. And again, Jabo has talked about it. Everything we produce on this show costs money. Again, that's the reason we got the Patreon, is because we wanted to do more. And that new content that we've started making, are adding on to what we've already done. It is also blowing up. I don't want to throw that down. The new stuff that y'all have let us started doing with the Patreon is also getting out there. And so these numbers are just extraordinary. And again, I can't thank y'all for 5 years, because, me, Connor, and Jabo talked about it. It'd been weird if this has been 5 years and we got like 5 people watching, but we get about 3,000 people an episode usually watch. Scv Chat's 200th episode, by the way, is now the most watched episode in that history, with over 14,000 views. A lot of our short content is getting up there in the 100,000 views, and we're only growing. We have not had a quote unquote down month. We always keep steady numbers and always grow, and we have been growing for 5 years. It's crazy to think about it, but I have the numbers for all 5 years. I've always kind of been the numbers guy, which is ironic if you know me. I still don't understand why Connor did that to me. But we started out with just 125,000 people watched that first year. Barely over 100,000 views in a year. And now this year we've reached 1.
And we were excited.
Oh my gosh. We were just rolling in it. And our first platform, I remember when they told us that we broke 3,000 views.
Yeah, we were.
And like that was a big deal to us because on that old platform, for those who don't know, if you start bringing in 3,000 views, or back then at least in 2020, you could start really pushing that platform would really start pushing you to the homepage. So that was a big thing back then. But now that we do those numbers in a month,
Yeah.
The first year's total, we doubled that in just 1 month with in just the past 3 or 4 weeks, and we were on a break, so reruns were playing. We already have gotten 300,000 views towards the next year's total. And again, we haven't been producing new content. We haven't been posting. That's just y'all helping us get out there to the public. And I do want to point out, yeah, we have a strong SCV audience, but our audience of just Southerners wanting to know more about Southern history is also steadily growing.
Which, of course, for those that are watching that are not in the SCV, come on
in.
And please come on in, and I'll go ahead and tell you this. I'm a docent up there on some Wednesdays giving tours at the house, and there have people that have come in and do a tour. Okay, and I always ask the question, where are you from? How'd you hear about us? I have had one that come in and said, and it was a husband and wife that were in their retirement years. And they go, you remember the SCV? No. Or you remember the UDC? No. Where'd you find out about us? Our grandkids were watching you on SCV Chat. Because their grandkids had come and stayed with them during a holiday, like Christmas. And they would sit in there and their grandkids were watching SCV Chat. And that's how they found out about the SCV. That's how they found out about the museum. And they go, well, and they live 30 miles from there. They didn't know anything about the house. They did not know the museum was even there. And they found out about it on SCV Chat because their grandkids were watching it. Yeah, Connor, I know that look. I probably had about the same look on my face.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that story.
Mine
Which
well.
I'm glad you didn't tell me that before now, because I would have inflated my ego even more.
Yeah, and it doesn't need any help. 5 long years, and I can tell you, it doesn't need any help.
But that's how you're talking people my age and older. I'm retirement age, okay? I'm an old man. But that's what, that my age and older, and they were, and they're on a Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. A Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and grandkids. And that's how we decided to come. Okay.
That is
so, that kind of stuff happens. And, because, and we think about it, about the kids watching it, but the grandparents heard the kids watching it. Yes, Adam, I know I'm old. Okay. Or I'm going to start calling you casserole. So
I don't think that was Adam. I don't think that was Adam commenting. I think Kayla stole Adam's phone, and she does hate you.
She told us that at the 200th episode, actually.
Yes,
it's confirmed.
Yes, she does hate me, and if she stole Adam's phone, I'm just going to be quiet because Kayla scares me. So I'm just going to go ahead and let that go. But if Adam did it, thank you, casserole. Oh, okay. Yeah, we all know better than that. Okay.
He's trying to dig himself out of that hole Kayla dug him in.
He realized that you're going to come up there at some point this week and talk to him tomorrow.
I'll be there tomorrow and be there Wednesday. But and SCV Chat, we think about, well, the kids are watching it, and here there are the grandkids, here the kids watching it, and they're curious, they're wanting to know, and then they said, yeah, we'd like to go through the museum after this, and when they went in there, I saw them a little later, and they were interested. They were reading. And tell you the truth, they'd learned some stuff from their grandkids because the grandmother had her cell phone out and was scanning QR codes. And I'm going, okay. And they were reading more of the story that was involved in all of this. That is, so this has an effect, and we think about it, well, it's just going to be on the younger people, but grandparents saw this because of grandkids, and they knew y'all too.
And now that's scary, but I do know that me and Connor feel the same way on this, that we are blessed and happy to have this show, SCV Chat, and do it every week. I told Connor before we went live that, dude, it actually feels weird not to do the show now.
Yeah, it really does.
Like on Mondays and Thursdays, like I wake up and, I get to my office. Here's Audrey, by the way. And I start thinking, okay, well, let's go ahead and see what tonight's game plan is. Let's pull up the schedule. Let's get promotional out. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's make sure the website's still up and running. Let's make sure if there's anything on the website that needs to be edited or fine-tuned, stuff like that. I mean, when you don't do it for 2 weeks, and I mean, we only take off, maybe 4 weeks a year officially. There's sometimes there's stuff that comes up, but
right. Officially 2 for where you're not going to have an episode. You've got the 2 weeks after National, and then 2 weeks for Christmas.
Yeah,
and that's about it.
And then after that, it's every Monday and Thursday. And again, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my heritage. I love my history, and this show gives me the opportunity to show everybody else, that love, and hopefully people who hadn't been introduced to Southern heritage or have only heard one side of it gets to hear a little bit of it. I mean, this has been a blessing. I messed with Connor a bit ago about our egos being inflated, but honestly, that's a humble pie right there that you gave us.
Yeah. Well, and to me, my pastor's been, harping on this or not harping, that's the wrong thing to say. He's been saying this for the past couple of weeks, that you can't reach anybody like yourself, or the best person you can reach is someone like yourself. So that's all we're trying to do is just reach people like-minded like us that are tired of hearing, everything that they were taught, generations ago, whether it was, our generation where they've never been taught the truth, or, my sister and I are the same generation, but, the next generation, what have you, that, you can't reach anybody like yourself, or nobody can reach somebody like yourself. So that's just, 1 week at a time.
Reclaiming the narrative 1 week at a time. And I think if we've proven anything, that there's people clamoring and craving the truth on our heritage. I mean, again, we were just 40,000 views off 1.7 million. And, we get 40,000 views in like 2 weeks sometimes, maybe a week. So, I mean, we came this close to hitting 1.7. And, I mean, again, we've hit drastic jumps. It's not even a small jump. Connor can attest to this. Every viewership numbers have been a huge jump. It's never just been a couple extra thousand views a year. So I'm looking forward to next year. I think we'll hit at least 1.7. As I said, yeah. we usually either double it or get 140 or 400,000 extra more views. So I'm looking forward to the next year, and I know with the new Patreon levels, it will definitely help get the message out there, because we did talk about this when we started, but we got the chat head level, which is $10 a month. got a merch level now for $30 a month, and of course our sponsorship level, which is $80 a month.
Yeah.
And I believe we got another sponsor as the show was going.
Let me see. I will say this, that, if you're camp, division, brigade, other subsidiary, y'all can, well, we did get another Patreon member, and another Patreon member, Chuck Mack.
No, Chuck paid for the sponsorship, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, Chuck,
thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck. We'll have to talk to you about what you want us to throw up there.
Yeah, let's see here.
Because that's one thing that your sponsorship does give you is, if you have a business, if you have a camp, if you have if it's your division, we throw a title card up there, and then before we take our break, just like we did with Doc's thing, we'll plug whatever you want us to plug within reason.
Yeah. Yes. You have to put that there. Yes.
Yeah. Now, like Maurice's Gentleman's Club, we're not doing.
Yes. Well, it's like on the bricks and pavers. You have to put on there that disclaimer that says the GEC and the Sons Confederate Veterans have the right to refuse any logos or any wordings that you put on a brick or paver, and you have to put that on there just to make sure somebody doesn't come home and put something that they shouldn't.
Yeah, so we're not putting the picture of Frank Powell shirtless at the oratory.
That would viewership numbers would just either skyrocket or come crashing down. Not to mention, getting in trouble with our platforms.
Yeah, well,
which we piss them off enough.
that and Frank still edits the veteran. And
no.
I think he's been doing it 22 years now.
Yeah.
Tell me that man's not very good at what he does.
He is.
Oh gosh, yeah, bless him.
Man. And then publishes these other books. He was at Supernog Publishing. Supernog, yeah. And he's doing all these books and all this other stuff. Yeah. Frank's a champion, that's for sure.
And he is coming to Mississippi along with Jason Boshears. Y'all may have seen it in the intro slide, but we have a conference, a heritage conference. We had this. There was a gentleman, or it was a couple, Carl and Nancy Ford. They have since passed on. But Carl and Nancy were fantastic compatriots. Carl was a past division commander. He was just an icon in Mississippi, and they held a heritage conference every August. Since they passed on, one was right before COVID, one was during COVID. The Mississippi division has started. Last year was our inaugural. So this is our second annual Carl and Nancy Ford Memorial Southern Culture, History, and Heritage and Education Conference. We will have 4 speakers coming to speak. Jason is one of them. Adam is one of them. Frank is one of them. And the 4th one is a surprise, if he can ever get his speech done. I assume he'll be working on that this upcoming weekend after the DEC meeting in Mississippi. But if you'll email gcbmosb007@gmail.com, I can send you a link to the Eventbrite. It is $40, and that includes lunch. Vendors are welcome. I know past Commander-in-Chief Larry McClooney is coming as a vendor to sell some of his books. I told Adam to bring some stuff from headquarters to sell. So if you missed out, and if you're in the Jackson area, and it's not just War Between the States history, just like this show is not War Between the States history. We're going to cover. The 4th speaker is currently working on the Battle of Cowpens slide on his talk in the American Revolution Southern Campaign. Jason is going to talk about Are you doing Sam or are you going to do Pat?
Well, whichever one you want me to do. I was thinking you asked me to do capture, trial, and execution of Sam Davis. But if that's what you want me to do, that's what I'll do. If not, and you want me to do Pat Claiborne, I'll be happy to do Pat Claiborne.
You heard it here first. He is doing Sam Davis. So Sam Davis is like my favorite that you've given.
Oh gosh, it's great.
And then but Adam is going to talk about the Southern agrarians from the 1940s at Vanderbilt that were a movement to go back to our agrarian roots. And then Frank is given the talk that he did at SD Lee last year on Southern literature. So you're getting a lot of different aspects of what makes the South a unique, our history, as well as what makes us a unique people as far as our culture goes. So it's definitely worth the drive over. The War Memorial Building, where I am right now, is a beautiful building. It used to be headquarters of the SCV before we had Elm Springs. So,
yes. And I think about Dr. McCain every time I walk into the library, because as you know, that our library at General Headquarters is named the Dr. William McCain Research Library.
Yeah, and I get to carry the portrait of Dr. McCain to every reunion from now on.
Yes, yes, and I think that is a wonderful idea. I do, because he was paramount in keeping the organization going. 3,000 members to where we are now, and
half of that,
1,500.
1,500 and less than $1,000 in the bank, and to where we are now, and having a permanent national headquarters. Because it was either office number 5 at the War Memorial Building or down there in Hattiesburg at his homestead.
Yeah, that's just he was an incredible man. He did paramount work, and we have had so much coming to the museum, but what we've had donated to the library is even more impressive. When we did the imaging today, there was some of the imaging that was done in the library of the 1840 cavalry saber, and we were having to move stuff off the tables because we've had so many books and all these other artifacts donated. And we've had some SCV and UCV stuff come in, which is really great to have. So,
oh yeah,
yes.
So, anyway, well, Jabo, we appreciate you coming on, and next week we will see you on Tuesday, the good Lord willing, and the creek does not rise. Yes. Moose, you have, I believe, the first commander's comment since National Reunion this Thursday.
We actually had to move it to the next Thursday, so make sure to share this episode out and email scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com so your camp news will be featured on Look Around the Confederation this Thursday.
There's a potential episode with the Arizona division. Go back and check the Facebook about that. That I think would be a good episode for Look Around. So we may can try to work that out for week after next.
Looking forward to it.
So,
yeah.
And of course, if just like how Tennessee is now beginning their show, if y'all want our help, all you got to do is ask. Reach out to scvyouthoutreach@gmail.com. Our goal a couple years ago, we said this, that imperialism is not always a bad thing. Especially if we're building our own media empire. So yes. If y'all want, if your division's interested in doing something like this, reach out to us. We'll be more than glad to help y'all get set up and work on things. And if your division wants an entire episode, just go ahead and reach out.
I'm glad you brought that up, because when we were, this was originally was the concept behind this was starting to create our own media, because we were trying to put things were happening and they go, well, you need to put a statement out. Well, we were putting statements out and they never got picked up by anybody. And that was the reason why this program came to be, was to start to create our own media outlets. And this was the purpose of this. And, now look at what with 1.6, nearly 1.7 million viewers, we've gone from being thrilled with 125,000 people to 1.6 million in a 5-year period. But the point was behind this was to be able to create our own media empire. And then when we started having the shows and people started watching, I'm going, we need to have something every day for people. And we do.
We're getting there. We do. We have SCV Chat on Monday. We now have Tennessee Tuesday. Look Around Florida on Wednesday. Look Around Florida on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so used to that being a Tuesday show.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have
Look Around the Confederation on
Thursday, and Douglas Southall Freeman on Friday. Only thing we're missing is Saturday. But
Michael Hardy's on Sunday.
Right.
That's a great show. Michael Hardy's an excellent show. And, I just, so we're everything but Saturday. Yeah. And we need to have content every day, because the news is on every day. And now we have channels that's dedicated to nothing but the news.
Yeah. So, and some that say they are, but are not. But that's my views and opinion.
Yes. 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 And don't worry, those will be made. I've already been in contact, and they're not going to be they're going to be the ones people can afford instead of the ones that we were talking about. But I say that, and I have had so far 5 people that have come up to me saying that they want one of those 8 to 12 inch ones on that. And I'm going, look, we're not going to cast them ahead of time, so you're going to have to pay for it, and then it's going to have to be cast. So, but there's people that want that. They want that high dollar bronze instead of it made out of something else. So we're going to see what this is going to bring. Guys, just stay in touch with us. Follow SCV Chat, Tennessee Tuesdays, Look Around Florida, because you're going to get all of the latest breaking news. Those pictures are from today. So I'll be doing some stuff from the museum tomorrow, talking about the things that the Tennessee State Museum has brought and has put on loan to us. So thank y'all for allowing me to come on. Thank y'all for being willing to work with us to get this show up and get this going. I thank you for it. Tennessee Tuesdays, and the thing is, talking with John Blankenship, the Tennessee Division Commander, we're going to support y'all. And, we're going to help y'all. And if y'all need us to come on and help fill in, we will. If not, we're going to push people to your Patreon. Yeah. So this needs to happen.
I just want to see how Alabama's going to react.
Oh, Alabama's coming up, and I think Alabama already has someone that should be hosting a show.
I wonder who that could be.
It would be fantastic. It'd bring in some views.
I will say this, that we do have a celebrity now, I say a celebrity. I got his baseball card.
A baseball legend, if you will.
Yeah, the mayor of Culleoka himself is now a Patreon member. So
yes, and I think he batted 1,000. Wasn't that what his average was? Was he batted 1,000? Yeah.
An unstoppable baseball Hall of Famers.
Yeah. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, and that is the reason why he's now called Sir Casero, because I've been calling him Velvet Elvis, but after today, he's casserole.
As long as it isn't tuna casserole. Anyway.